this treasure hid in a field. One of the things that I was able to research as I was looking into the scriptures back then, that there isn't this same kind of property laws that are existing today in most countries. You just find something on the street or the sidewalk or something like that. That finders keepers, right? Anybody know that one? Is that too old school? Finders keepers, losers weepers. It's like that's what I grew up with, y'all. If you found something that was on somebody's land or property, it could belong to that person out there. Like it could be in somebody's property and you could be taking their property. And that's kind of the thing that we have to be wary about today. But back in those days, it says in the rabbinic law that that wasn't the case. If you found something and like in this case buried in a field, it's clearly not in somebody's house or something like that, then you're like welcome to it. Essentially, you can take it, that nobody would give you any smoke around that. So think about that in this pretense that this man found treasure hid in a field. He found it in a field. And then when he found it, he hid it. The first thing he did was hid it. So it wasn't like, I'm going to just take it. Okay. Oh, there's a buried treasure box here. I'm going to just put this in my bag because I can. Okay. Remember what I just said. He had every right to do that back in those days. The rabbinic law said, hey, you find something, hey, you can take it as long as you can take it from somebody's house. It's not stealing. So he hid it though. That means it was so valuable when he found it, when he laid eyes on it, that he said, oh, this is too good for me to just take right now. But I need to hide this. I need to hide it so no one else can find it. Anybody ever found something that you're like, this one is too good. I can't tell this. I can't show this to nobody. I gotta just put this somewhere safe. All right, we're gonna let that one sit for a second. And then as it continues on, after he hid it, because of the joy in his heart for finding this treasure, y'all, he sold all that he had in order to buy the field that he found it in. He sold all that he had in order to buy the field that he found it in. So remember, he don't got to do none of that. Back then, he could have just took it home and been like to the family, hey, wifey, we on the come up. We about to buy you some new shoes, new clothes. We moving on up. He could have did all of that, right? But he didn't even think about it in terms of this earthly treasure. That's what we would do. We got our hand on our first milli and be like, all right, we about to go out here and stunt and get the Lambo and all of that. I'm just being facetious, y'all. But do y'all understand what I'm saying? Like he didn't take steps in an earthly way when he found the treasure. The treasure was so precious that he followed some rules that had no earthly bounds, that he didn't need to do. So he went above and beyond, because listen to this part again, y'all. When the man found the treasure, he hideth it, and for joy goeth and selleth all that he had, and buyeth that field. So he said all of his possessions meant nothing compared to this treasure. Whew, that hit for somebody just now. All of the things I have today meant nothing had no value compared to the treasure I just found. So everything I have, I give it away. Everything I have, I surrender it all. Because this treasure, I want the most. This treasure, I need to have it in my life. There's nothing else worthy but this treasure. And then to land the plane, not only did he say, I'm selling everything, but I'm not going to take the treasure by itself, but I'm going to make sure that treasure now belongs to me. And I'm going to buy the field I found it in. He didn't need to do that. That's the level that I'm still chewing on, y'all, is he bought the field which he found the treasure in. He bought that to make sure that treasure was secure for him, that nobody else could come and try to claim his treasure. Nobody else could try to take credit and say that that treasure doesn't belong to him. That's the level of sacrifice he was willing to make. That's the level of understanding that he realized of the value of that treasure in the field. And that is what Yeshua said is likened to the kingdom of heaven. The treasure hid in a field. Are you willing to sell all that you have? To go against all earthly process, rules, and conditions to secure that treasure? That's counting the cost. That's what the real value of the message is. And are we saying that to people? That this takes everything. This is what I mean when we started the episode. When we're out here saying, please, please, please come to Jesus. He loves you. Whatever you need, he's going to take care of, and this kind of thing. He never said, please, please, please come to me. Whatever you need, I'll take care of you. Anything, any ailment, any sickness, any disease, any demon, I'll come and cast out all of it. And, if that was the case, if he was trying to sell himself, like how it seems as if sometimes we trying to sell Yeshua to people, then he would have just been casting out demons all over the place. Okay, because that's when he had so many people chasing after him. Please heal me. He had the woman with the blood issue grabbing onto the hem of his garment. He had whole kinds of people just follow. If he wanted to build up his earthly ministry, he would have just continued with the signs and the miracles. But it was more than that. And he knew the value, and he was trying to teach us and tell us that it's not about what you can see. He always said, let those that have ears to hear, let them hear. So are you really talking about this treasure that is worth everything? Everything you have to buy the field where the treasure is. Are we saying that? That makes people stop and think. That makes people examine. Could I really give up my house, my car, my clothes, my shoes, my lifestyle, my bank accounts, my retirement accounts? Could I give up my family? Okay, let's go deep. Could I give up my children? Could I just walk away from them all? Because Yeshua is more. Ooh, that's a heavy one to think about. Oh my goodness. Like I said, we're chewing on this too over here. It's not easy to answer a question like that. And that's what I'm saying to you all. Are you counting the